Hey, good evening, everybody. Gonna do just a little, gonna stay online for just a little bit for that cell that was down by Fort Scott. They have extended the severe thunderstorm warning into Vernon County. It does not cover Nevada per se, but areas just south of Nevada along 49 and the southwestern part of Vernon County. So I thought I will stay on here just a little bit. It does have some broad rotation associated with this cell. The main concern right now is going to be the hail core. That's what we're looking at right now. Possibly some winds up to 60 miles per hour, but I'm not seeing that here on velocity radar right now. But mainly for the large hail. So I will stay on here just for a little bit. Don't mind my dog barking in the background. So I will be on for a while. This is, let me zoom back out. This is the line of storms that could had the potential to bring some stronger thunderstorms to west central Missouri. But as I mentioned in my last post, there just wasn't enough time when we did not get any rain and kind of let that moisture pool, get a few breaks in the clouds. It stayed that drizzle rain with a few little breaks here and there, just not enough moisture there or instability for us to see any strengthening thunderstorms. So it's not looking very impressive for any stronger storms here in most of west central Missouri. Of course, this cell down here that will be approaching Vernon County, I'm going to be keeping an eye on that one as it crosses the state line, as well as there's a couple other little storms out down here in Vernon and Bates County that I'll be kind of keeping my eye on to see if there's any kind of trends of these things strengthening any at all. What we do have that front that's getting closer and closer to us. That actually acts as a trigger mechanism for some rising air to kind of help aid in the formation of some showers and thunderstorms, but there's just not enough instability there for us or moisture to really get those things rocking and rolling. But we're going to continue to see what this line of storms do here over the next 30 minutes or so. We'll kind of take a look and see what this cell does as it crosses the state line. So you guys are more than welcome to stay here with me through the duration. Jump back on here in a few, see what's going on. But I thought for our friends down here in southwest Vernon County, I'll keep an eye on this storm down here. We'll make sure that the primary concern for this is just going to be large hail. There was a report of 1-inch hail, which is about quarter size. Right now there is hail probability of 100%, severe hail probability of 80% at 1 inch. So it does have a meso of 4. All that is in signifying is that there is rotation. It's very broad, but there is rotation associated with this cell. So this is why I'm keeping a close eye on this. I am going to switch over here to the Springfield radar site for right now. Just to kind of get a little bit better look at this particular cell. And notice we've got pretty broad rotation. Remember, wind, or the green colors are wind going toward the radar. red color going away from the radar. So whenever you see a small tight couplet is what we are actually looking for ground level rotation for, say, a tornado or funnel cloud / wall cloud. The only tornadic cells right now looks like they're down here in southern Kansas right now. It does look like Brandon Kopic is right on these cells down here. I kind of been following him throughout the day. And here's a live look at his feed right now. This is just Scud, what you're seeing over here right now. This, I believe, is that wall cloud he's been watching. This is live. So he is tracking these thunderstorms down here in southern Kansas, southeast of Havana. It is tornado warned. However, that is just Doppler indicated right now. There is nothing confirmed with that particular tornado down here. So it is radar indicated currently. Let's scroll back up here to this cell here in near just south of Fort Scott now, getting ready to cross 69 highway, and then it will eventually cross the state line into Vernon County. Is it quiet in Pittsburg, Kansas? Right now it is, but this whole line right now is moving off to the southeast. The individual cells are kind of moving east-northeast, so right now Pittsburgh's quiet. Matter of fact, Pittsburgh is not even in a severe thunderstorm watch box right now. And then, of course, here closer to home, we've got a few thunderstorms over in Bates County, over in northeast Vernon County, and we've got some rain showers here in Henry County as well, but nothing strong right now. Storm Prediction Center had not put out any type of mesoscale discussion for our area, so we are just kind of holding steady. This is this line that if we did have a break in the rainfall from, say, 2 to 4 or 5 o'clock, like it was showing we may, that was gonna be enough to get our moisture content instability up just a little bit, enough to really help propel these thunderstorms. You notice these winds up here in Kansas City, looks like even Harrisonville, looks like they're coming out of the northwest, and we still got winds here coming a little bit out of the southeast right now. So and we're right on the line right now. This is the line that we could see some stronger thunderstorms, but it's just not looking too favorable right now. We are keeping an eye on this cell down by Fort Scott as it crosses the state line into Vernon County. Hey, Alan. Watching with Dave and Tara. Hey, make sure you tell them it was great to meet them last night. I wish I had time to talk with everybody a little bit more last night, but I know the manager caretaker there at the Benson Center, she was wonderful for us last night. She helped take down chairs and tables, and but she'd been there all day long. She couldn't find anybody to close up for her, so I was trying to get out of there as fast as I could last night for her, but one of these days we're just gonna have to get together and and have a little chat session over coffee. Go back up here to Pleasant Hills radar site. You guys can see, let me bring my little pet over here and I'll show you guys. So that wind shift line right now is pretty much draped right here. And then if we move over here, let's see where that where those fronts are at here real quick. So we have yet another front right here, northwest Missouri. That's what's driving the northeast winds. And then you've got southwest winds. That's what these little arrows here stand for, coming up from the south. So of course where they intersect right here is where you're going to get a line of thunderstorms. Now the reason why these are getting so much stronger down here where the tornado warning is in southern Kansas, southeast Kansas, because there's another warm front right here. So there's what they call a triple point. So that particular area would be just about right in here would be the primary spot for any tornadic supercells. You have a lot better lift, and you have, of course, the changing in winds and height as well. So what we needed was a little bit more instability, a little bit more moisture here in west central Missouri before we would be able to have any thunderstorms to get strong enough to be severe. So there is a little bit of a tightening of rotation down here south of Fort Scott. It's still broad, but you can definitely see it right here. So this would be the area that I would be kind of keying in on right now for if this was to possibly produce a spin-up tornado. This would be the area I would be looking for. And from last night, if you guys remember, we looked for an inflow where that warm moist air is being pumped into the supercell, and you can actually see it right here. There's a notch. So that's those south winds are feeding into this thunderstorm, into this supercell. So this would definitely be the spot where we would be looking for any tight rotation. In which I am not seeing right now, by the way. If you are watching from Bergen County, I am not seeing anything that may signify any type of tornadic activity with this cell. Very broad rotation. We do have a hail core down there, and that is the reason why we are watching for the potential for some large hail with this cell. Still kind of broad rotation right here. So everybody else right now, we just garden variety thunder showers. Looks like there are some lightning just southwest of Appleton City with this little cell. There's a few lightning bolts down there. So just some general garden variety thunderstorms right now. Nothing severe. We are not under any kind of watch here in west central Missouri, and likely will not for the rest of the night. I just don't see enough instability here for to warrant a severe thunderstorm watch for our area. Let's take a look down here at the cell Brandon was following. Let's see if he's picking anything up on his camera down there. We got a water droplet right there in the middle of the, there we go. Man, look at that structure. Goodness. So you have striations like a mothership. And then you've got your wall cloud right here that is rotating. Almost like what we were looking at last night during the seminar. That is what Brandon Kopic is actually following right now down in southern Kansas, southeastern Kansas actually. Looked like they extended that tornado warning down there, the one that Brandon is on right now. No, that wasn't a tornado, MH. That was actually the wall cloud and that mothership looking thing. That is the mesocyclone. That is your cumulonimbus thunderhead supercell. Still a little bit better rotation still down southwest of Garland. Right here, looks like two small areas of rotation. So it does look like it's tightening up just a little bit. And again, we have that ingestion of warm moist air feeding into this supercell. This is actually a very long track supercell that I've been watching now over the last hour 20 minutes, I guess. It's not going very fast. Let's see what it's let's see here, see what it is. Well, east southeast at 26 miles per hour. So it is a fairly slow moving thunderstorm. Let's take a look at the hail core. Those that were in that last night, vertically integrated liquid. Yeah, we have a nice little hail core. So take a look at the grays and take a look at the purples on reflectivity. They coordinate with each other. So whenever you see colors like this on reflectivity radar, you know that you've got probably at least quarter to golf ball size hail. And that is actually agreed upon from the vertically integrated liquid radar as well. Looks like it's growing a little bit as well, just a little bit stronger. So definitely keeping an eye on this cell. as it gets close to crossing the state line into Vernon County. So I've got two screens up. I've got the high resolution reflectivity and I've got high resolution velocity. So I have both screens going so I can track this cell to make sure we don't see any small couplets. Which we're still seeing pretty good rotation there. Right there. And you got the inflow right there. So that's the cell I'm watching as it crosses across the state line into Vernon County. And it looks like it's probably going to skirt just a little bit south of Vernon County. At least the hail might still be in southwest Vernon County, but the circulation that I'm following is going to stay south of Vernon County, what it looks like. All right, keeping a close eye on this. This is awfully interesting right now, this particular cell. There's nothing out ahead of it either. So you have all this warm, moist air that's being pumped into this supercell. Let's see how tall that supercell is. About 34,000 feet, it looks like. So not a real tall cell. Most of the time, when you get extremely severe thunderstorms, you have cloud tops up around the 45 to 55,000 feet range. So it's actually a pretty low topped supercell. All right, keep a close eye on that. It is still over on the Kansas side right now, but we'll keep a close eye on that. That's a great question. So MH asked the question, what does it mean when they say a tornado is rain wrapped? I tell you what, I bet I have got a picture that will answer your question. Basically, a mesocyclone, that wall cloud that we were seeing, is moving counterclockwise. It's rotating counterclockwise. So sometimes you get condensation outside of the updraft, and that rain curtain, so to speak, is following that rotation around counterclockwise. Sometimes it becomes so thick you can't see the tornado inside of that rain curtain. That is a rain-wrapped tornado. Unfortunately, that is how most of our tornadoes are here in Kansas and Missouri, except out in far western Kansas. They are what's called an HP thunderstorm supercell. HP stands for high precipitation. They're not very photogenic because they're typically always rain wrapped and you can't see them. That's what makes them so dangerous to chase, because next thing you know, you're right smack dab in the circulation of a tornado. So that is what a rain wrapped tornado means, is that the rain curtain has been sucked up by the circulation around the updraft, and it is moving counterclockwise around the tornado. And again, guys, I'm still seeing very strong rotation, actually, right down here, right around the state line. with the latest update, we still have pretty strong rotation. We've got our inflow notch where that warm moist air is being fueled in, and then you have your circulation right there, and that's exactly where we have that circulation at. So it's still rather broad, it's still pretty big. We wait to see two small couplets side by side next to each other. The values of the wind, let's just so if I was to sit there and put the total wind speed or total wind shear, you've got 35.79 miles per hour going toward the radar. You go to the red, and you don't have very impressive, up about 11 miles per hour winds going away from the radar. So you add those two together and you get 11 and 35, so you only got about 46 miles per hour of wind shear. So that's very, very weak, but it is rotating. So you wait to see if it strengthens any, if it tightens up, and that is what we're doing right now to see if this will strengthen anymore. Let's go back down here to Brandon real quick and see if he has anything more on video on his camera. It looks like he may be seeing a lowering right here. Let me bring my marker. He looked like he is parked out of the car, and it looks like he is watching this area right here. This is a lowering off of the wall cloud. It's really hard to tell in this picture whether or not it is rotating. I'm assuming it is rotating right now. I can see some of these clouds up here moving this direction, but you want to see it like this, go around in a circle. You watch for this area, it will be going around this direction, counterclockwise. So he's just currently right now just sitting there just watching this part of the storm. Looks like he's pretty much right smack dab underneath of the circulation too. So Brandon has been doing this for several years. Very, very well trained. Quite a lightning show out there though. We'll come back to him here in a minute, see if he sees anything else on. Still very broad rotation. This is still a supercell. Still looks like it's producing some hail. You notice on that last scan, the amount of pinks and purples have diminished just a little bit. So maybe a little bit of a sign that it's beginning to weaken a little bit. but we still have a pretty good inflow notch. That same inflow notch over here on high resolution velocity. Maybe a little bit higher, but looks like it's about right there. So it looks like they've updated the polygon for this warning. Let's see what it says here. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:15 for southeastern Bourbon, northeastern Crawford, northwestern Barton, southwestern Vernon counties. Severe thunderstorm located over Arcadia or 11 miles southeast of Fort Scott, moving east at 30. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail, and this is radar indicated. So no storm report down in that area. So we're going based on radar of quarter-sized hail based on the vertical integrated liquid radar map that we looked at just a little bit ago. Moving east at 30. Take a look at some of the areas. Oh, looks like Oskaloosa at 650. Red Onion. Hey, they're the first time for everything. Red Onion at 658. Brenau at 659. Liberal 702. Sheldon at 718. And Irwin at 720. We'll continue to watch this cell. Let's pan out just a little bit. Want to take a look at, there is a pretty strong cell up here in St. Clair County. Mainly over rural areas right now. Around between Highway A, in between Highways A and B. What it looks like. Just east of Rockville, mainly over rural areas. Doesn't look like any kind of hail is associated with it. Maybe some pea-side, but mainly just some moderate rain. And really, that's the strongest cell we have here in west central Missouri, outside of this one that is getting ready to enter into Vernon County. And that is the reason why I am live right now, is watching this cell as it crosses the state line. That could be affecting some of our friends down here in southwest Vernon County. We still have rotation. It is broad, but it is there. Take a look at Brandon. Brandon Kopic, Storm Chaser. We'll take a look at his camera, see if he has anything, if I can get to it. There's a Storm Chaser right next to him as well. So it is getting, it's 6:48, so it is getting pretty dark. What I can gather, he is watching, looks like the wall cloud is very big wall cloud. That is what he's focusing on right now. And notice a wall cloud is an area of circulation that is going counterclockwise, and it has to extend from the base of the parent storm. Well, Brandon, you're not being very nice, buddy. You just ruined my photo. Well, he sees another lowering, maybe. So it's really getting kind of dark. It's going to be really tough for them to see. We'll keep an eye on the cell over here in Vernon County. Well, thank you guys for being in here tonight. And again, not expecting any severe weather now here in West Central Missouri. We just didn't get enough instability and moisture. It kind of stayed drizzly and rainy off and on for those 3 or 4 hours this afternoon that it was kind of looking like it was going to kind of clear out, maybe have a few breaks in the clouds and get our temperature up a couple, 3 degrees, and kind of set the stage for some pretty potent thunderstorm activity, but it just didn't happen. So, and I don't expect any more severe weather here in West Central Missouri. Now we do have a pretty strong cell here in St. Clair County. It's not strengthening right now, but some pretty moderate rain going on here just east of Rockville, and just light, steady rain really through Bates and Henry and Johnson counties right now. So we have northern winds in Cass County and Harrisonville coming out of the north, and we've got east-southeast winds coming into Clinton. So right here is our front. That was going to be the focus point of strong to possibly severe thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight, but just did not pan out. So the term supercell does not always mean tornado. Absolutely not. Actually, very few supercells become a tornado. That's what scientists have been spending countless amount of money and time and research on, trying to figure out what makes some supercells produce a tornado and some of them do not, even with the same conditions. So that's been a mystery for researchers and meteorologists for years on what actually causes a tornado. Why does one produce a tornado and the other one doesn't? So no, supercell is just a single cell. A lot of researchers, meteorologists, and I talked about this last night, they call a supercell the lungs of Mother Nature, because they breathe in and they breathe out. When they breathe in, just like this cell down here in Vernon County, when they breathe in, they suck up warm, moist air from the south. They suck that in. Those updrafts are so powerful, they suck that warm, moist in, and that is their energy. That is what allows them to be able to go across hundreds of miles, as long as nothing is in front of them or colder air is not in front of them to choke them off. So, and then of course they breathe out from outflow. on the backside of this supercell, you've got winds that sometimes can go up to 100 miles an hour out the backside of that supercell, called a rear flank downdraft, and that's your outflow from the thunderstorm. So you breathe in, they breathe out. So not all supercells will produce a tornado, by no means. Okay, now take a look at this, guys. Take a look at the tightening of this. This is impressive now. This is what is very concerning for those in, luckily it's over rural areas, but it is right along Highway V in Hannon and just northwest of Liberal. So there is not a tornado warning out of this right now. But we've got very strong, relatively tight rotation here in Vernon County right now along Highway V. Looks like right where K and V intersect. So if you know anybody down there in Vernon County, let me take a look here. Actually, I take that back. That is not Vernon County. That is just over the county line. So this is along right at the intersection of of V and K Highway. There is strong indication of circulation right there. So if you know anybody down around Liberal, Hannon, Verdelia, you might kind of give them a heads up. This is not tornado warned officially, but there is some signs of some tight rotation down in that area right now. So that's exactly what I look for, is a strengthening of rotation. And you can see the inflow notch very, very well here. Right in there. That is the inflow of warm moist air feeding this supercell. You have a hail core and you've got low level rotation. I am going to switch maps here real quick. And again, this is out of west central Missouri. This does not include Vernon County right now. But I have a feeling if any of our friends are in Vernon County, they know where Liberal is, and likely will have some friends down there in Liberal. So I will continue to watch this. I am going to switch over to base velocity. Yeah. So we have on the surface, we do have rotation. This is going at a little bit different angle from the radar perspective, looking a little bit lower, and we are still seeing some rotation just north of Liberal that will soon be crossing Highway 43. So if you know anybody in that area, please let them know. And it is not tornado warned by the National Weather Service right now. But with that kind of couplet showing, I would go ahead and tell them to get in their safe spot for the next 20 minutes just to be safe. The National Weather Service has a lot going on right now. There's a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings down in Texas and Oklahoma. And of course, Brandon Kopic is on a tornado warning cell down in southeast Kansas. So they're busy. You know, I just want to make sure that Just want to make sure that that they are warned of this cell. Does not affect Vernon County. Just bear with me for a second, guys. I'm going to take a look at a couple other graphs over here real quick. All right, we're going to we'll take a look and see what the next scan entails. And again, if you know anybody that lives in or around Liberal or along K, V Highway, or traveling or live along 43 Highway, 43 Highway will take you right into Joplin. Let them know that there is some rotation that is being shown on radar right now. We'll wait for the next scan to see if it tightens up any further. It is not tornado warned right now, but anybody in Barton County, I would be paying pretty close attention to this cell right now, and especially since it's entering some areas that had a little bit of sunshine during that 3-hour window this afternoon. So I'm going to jump this back over here to high resolution velocity. Not quite as impressive. So I was telling everybody last night at the seminar that the life cycle of a supercell has tons of ups and downs to it. It can strengthen, weaken, recycle. They're kind of a beast in and of themselves. They can do whatever they want to do. So it's our job as radar techs to keep a close eye on this and to try to warn people if that storm should happen to strengthen. So again, we don't have much going on here in west central Missouri other than this cell that is just south of Vernon County, south of Nevada, just north of Liberal. We have a strong cell that's in St. Clair County right now, producing some maybe pea-sized hail, but probably some torrential downpours right now. The rest of us are just getting some light rain showers, and that's going to be about how I see the rest of the night go. I don't think we're going to see any more severe weather here in west central Missouri. We are just watching this supercell down here just south of Nevada in Barton County for our friends to our south. And we are also, for fun, down near Coffeyville, Kansas, in southeast Kansas. Our friend Brandon Kopic is out storm chasing. It is dark now, so it is becoming harder and harder to be able to storm chase, but he is following a supercell down there in southeast Kansas as well. Big lightning show going on down there. Jump over here to the Springfield radar. Yeah, look at this, guys. Just south of Bernal on 43. Boy, that's tight. We still have warm moist air being pumped into the supercell. We do have tight rotation right down there. Looks like it has been updated just now. Let's see what National Weather Service says. At 7:02, severe thunderstorm located near Liberal, 15 miles northwest of Lamar, moving east to 25. 60 miles per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. And that's for northwestern Barton and southwestern Vernon County. Now we're kind of seeing two areas of rotation. Those two areas are going to be the ones that I'll be looking for at the next scan. Let's take a look at the vertically integrated liquid. So the hail core is not quite as impressive anymore. So probably some penny-sized hail. Looks like just west of Bernal. And we can see some of these cloud tops. Let me jump back over to just, if I put this into 3D, what's cool about it is that I can move this down and be able to see the cloud tips and how high they go in 3D mode. So I know this particular cell right here is likely where the hail core is at. So what I'm able to do at that time is I can go right on top of that cell, right where that is located at, and then I can zoom in. This is where the hail core is at. Bernal, Moundville, along 43 highway. That is where the hail core is right now. Pretty cool. There's another little hail core right here, right where that purple is. We can zoom straight down on that. Looks like another little hail core near Arcadia, Colvale, Mulberry. Likely getting some hail with that as well. Southwest Benton County, 1.79 for the day. Right here in Clinton, my weather station shows 1.18 for the day. I did take a look at some of the other rainfall amounts from around West Central Missouri. Rain from 1.25 inches to a little over 2 inches. So thank you for that report, David. So through the course tonight, guys, we're gonna see some additional rain, maybe some thunder showers as we go overnight tonight. That will kind of add to our rainfall totals. really not expecting much more than maybe a quarter of an inch additional rainfall. We will have some showers tomorrow till looks like around 11 o'clock or so in the morning, and then we will begin to dry out. But keep in mind that all of this is being caused by a cold front that is moving through. So temperatures are going to be crashing down even further than what they are right now as we go into the overnight into tomorrow. Right now, I think tomorrow's high, I looked at it earlier today, I think it's showing 47, 48 degrees for the high tomorrow. So it's going to be cold. It's going to be kind of wet to make sure the kids are bundled up in the morning. We'll get down to the freeze mark tomorrow night. We'll get down to 30, 31 degrees. So it will be chilly. Saturday, again, I think 48, 49 degrees for Saturday. And then we will start yet another rebound as we go into next week, back up into close to 70 degrees. And then come about the middle of the week next week, we're going to see yet another system come through that could provide a focus for some thunderstorms, possibly some severe threat with it. Right now, it doesn't look too impressive, but we'll be updating that as it gets a little closer. So they did issue another severe thunderstorm warning for this cell down here in Barton County, which again is not in west central Missouri, but is for this supercell right down here that has shown signs from time to time of some rotation, some broad rotation, and then at times it tightens up a little bit. It's kind of cycling back and forth. I just don't think it has the oomph to be able to produce a tornado, but we were watching that very closely as it went through Vernon County for our friends down there, part of west central Missouri, and Vernon County for our friends down there. So right now it looks like this severe warned storm is going to be heading across 49 and then eventually off to the east-southeast into Stockton, Greenfield, Ash Grove, and then eventually on down into Springfield. So here in west central Missouri, we just got some light rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. We've got a relatively strong cell down here in St. Clair County producing some moderate rain, and a clap of thunder here in central St. Clair County down, getting ready to come into Larry City and Osceola. Would not be surprised to see some pea-sized hail along with this small cell going through there. But I'm not expecting it to intensify any at all, as I'm starting to show wind beginning to shift here in Henry County, now coming out more out of the east, and then eventually coming from the north. So I am going to keep any refreeze tomorrow night on the roadways. No, we won't have to worry about that tomorrow night, Alan. I had a couple of people approach me as far as, are we ever going to get cold again, so on and so forth. And we have one more system that has got my eye here over the last week, and that'll be coming in right around the middle of the month, right around the 14th, 15th, 16th. It does have the potential right now to bring in some possibly wintry precip on the backside of this storm system. And then, of course, some rain, thunderstorm, possibility for more severe weather right around the middle of the month. But winter's not over yet. It's close, but I don't think we've seen the last of old man winter yet. I don't think we have to worry about getting those cold Canadian Arctic air masses come down through the Midwest. I think those days are gone. but I'd say we still have a couple more mornings into the 20s before we start that slow transition into early spring. We do have time change goes into effect this weekend on the 10th. So that's going to add yet another hour of daylight to our days, which I am very happy about. That is going on. Don't forget to set your clocks up, especially you, Alan. Especially for Sunday morning. Make sure you set your clocks up on Saturday night before you go to bed. Okay, guys, I do believe I am going to end this live stream. I do want to take a look at these cells out here in central Kansas. Some of these cells can move into, because they are actually moving to the east as they form. There are a few special weather statements out here for some of these cells. I do not believe that they're going to hold their strength. I think they will weaken as they cross the state line into more stable air, cooler air. But I'm going to be watching this, and if they, maintain their strength, then I will come back on live again tonight as these storms come through. But as it stands right now, I just don't think that there's enough energy out there to justify any severe weather for the rest of the night here in west central Missouri. But rest assured, I'm going to be keeping an eye on these cells out here in central Kansas, moving off to the east. We are expecting more rainfall overnight tonight, right at a quarter, maybe an isolated half-inch amount in west central Missouri. So we've got a very beneficial slow soaking rain today, which was very, very much appreciated, I'm sure, from many farmers out there. So I will continue to take a look at this through the rest of the night, and again, if we have anything come up that is warrant notifying you guys, I will go live again tonight, and I will talk to you all then. Have a good rest of the night, guys.